Any kind of injury to the brain can lead to executive functioning difficulties. Executive functioning is the manager of the brain, the conductor, the leader, the CEO. People with brain injury from stroke, cerebral palsy, traumatic brain injury can have executive functioning difficulties. Executive functioning comes from the frontal lobe of the brain. Executive functioning deficits can make life more difficult. Today, I'll tell you more about the executive functions of the brain. In later videos, I'll give you suggestions for improving executive functioning difficulties. There are 7 basic executive functions of the brain. Initiation is an executive function. This is the ability to begin a task or an activity. Someone with executive functioning deficits may seem unmotivated. They just can't get started doing things. Planning and organizing is another executive function. This can cause difficulty completing homework. You might misplace papers or not remember to turn in homework that you've done. Planning a meal would be difficult. Planning an outing or trip might be impossible. Working memory is an executive function. This is the ability to hold information you learned in your brain to complete a task. You might not be able to keep dates in your head long enough to plan an outing. Shift is an executive function. This is the ability to change from one situation to another, to be flexible. If something goes wrong in your plans, what do you do now? If you're baking and don't have enough flour, what do you do? Inhibition or impulse control may be lacking in someone with executive functioning deficits. You know you shouldn't say something nasty, but you do it anyway. A child might run in the street even when they're old enough to know better. Emotional control is an executive function. This is having some rational thoughts, even when you're emotional, and being able to control outbursts. Self-monitoring is an executive function. Can you monitor your performance? Can you ask, how did I do? Or, how come I keep making the same mistakes over and over? People with executive functioning deficits aren't doing these things on purpose. Their brain just really struggles with these tasks. Sometimes a little guidance can go a long way. In a future video, I'll give suggestions for improving executive functioning difficulty.